Peace, 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 peace. Salute to everybody that's coming in on this Friday afternoon. We're going to be getting this thing cranked up in a little less than 5 minutes. Well, we got to have a conversation, man. Your girl, Michelle Obama, and a goofy-looking brother are now stepping into the podcast game. Is it a Democratic jukes? Or they're actually looking for authentic connection with their supporters? We had a conversation in a little less than 4 minutes. Salute to everybody that's checked in with your why.
You just step in their neck.
We on their head this year.
You just step in their neck.
We not playing with them this year.
Step in their neck.
We on their head this year.
You just step in their neck.
This is a sick Negro.
You ain't black.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, indeed. You know what? Let's go ahead and get into this thing. I see everybody that's coming in right now. It is a Friday afternoon. Y'all got things shaking. We got things shaking. Let's go ahead and get into this thing and stop playing around.
You just step in their neck. You just step in their neck.
Let him cook. Let him cook now. Let him cook. I said let him cook.
But he was the chef up north.
Yes, indeed. Salute to everybody that's checked in with your boy. If you're here for the first time, but you're not here for a long time, I am your host, Chef C from New Jersey, and this is On Their Next Podcast, brought to you by Bloodline Films from the Soil. Black American docuseries where we travel all around the country highlighting the Black American grassroots advocates, culture, and cuisine in pursuit of reparative justice. And in collaboration for this year's season of On the Next Podcast, Season 2, is brought to you by Lone Wolf Firearms. Our brother Juan J. Johnson believes that there is a lone wolf in all of you. Go ahead and check our brother Juan J. Johnson out, lwftraining.com. And make sure you do slide on over, ladies and gentlemen, to my alternate program for everybody that's trying to get their cooking game together, the Cook Up with Chef C. I will have you proper and sliding the way you need to slide for the lovers. Mother's Day is around the corner. We got some fly stuff coming up for you. Make sure you go ahead and slide over there. Today's broadcast, we touch in on it. IMO. Michelle Obama's attempt at a podcast career, more than likely funded by the Democratic libs on that side, called In My Opinion. We're going to go ahead and unpack this, man. I really am like, you know what? This ain't really hitting the way they think it's going to hit. But for me, it's coming off like a temperature check from the Dems to see if the Obamas still got a little sauce with the black community. What say y'all? We're going to take a brief commercial break and we'll be right back after this. Again, this is On Their Next Podcast, and I'm your host, Chef C from New Jersey. Keep it locked with your boy.
I've been all over the world. I've noticed this about Black Americans, and I'll stop here. We have more people trying to turn us around than I've seen for any other group anywhere in the world relative to what our situation is. That you've got teachers, you got people that will just do stuff. If they find out you're legit, just help you because they want to see Black folks make it. We do have this. This is lacking in other places, I can assure you. But you know what? Our desire to save people cannot be greater than people's desire to be saved and to help. So the people that do not want it, let them go. Jesus said, let the dead bury the dead. I sure get it nowadays.
Salute, salute, salute to everybody that's coming in here with your boy, ladies and gentlemen. Again, that is a clip from Bloodline Films from the Soil, episode Washington, D.C. But again, this is on their next podcast. I want to thank everybody for joining me here on this Friday afternoon. A lot has been shaken, ladies and gentlemen. But before I do that, let me see who's in the building real quick. Let me see who is in the building. Let me get my little homie. Let me get my little homie Chef in here real quick. Hold on. Let me get
my homie Chef. Peace, 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 peace. Peace, 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 peace. The little homie is in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, I see my sister Star is in here with us right now. Salute to you, sister Star. It's always a pleasure to see our sis coming through and rocking with us. Salute to sister Star. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right, we keeping it low for now. This is good. All right.
shout out to Lil Chef coming through real quick, hollering at us. Ladies and gentlemen, the connection, right? We're looking at more feeble attempts to temperature check as far as I'm concerned. But I don't want to sway y'all, right? I don't want to sway too many people. But Michelle Obama and her brother appear to be coming on the podcast scene because the Dems, we got to keep it 100, the Dems are feeling the pressure from little people like myself and others who've been keeping a foot on their neck.
You just step in their necks.
Every day, every chance we had, the brothers, most importantly on this side with us, we've been keeping our foot on these dim shields, etc. Obama himself came out and tried to wag the finger at everybody. That didn't turn out too well, particularly trying to wag the finger at black men. When we know the financial condition that many of us are in right now, especially have been in for the last 4 years under this democratic dictatorship, to be clear, right? And Michelle also joined in on the fun. Let's keep that a buck. We got to keep that in mind, family. Michelle joined in on the fun as far as wagging her finger as well during Kamala's campaign. Think folks forgot. Nah. You got us messed up over here today. Yeah? So now, in order for them to try to see what's really popping out here, they say, you know what, let's give Michelle Obama a podcast. Because remember, everything on that left side is a Hollywood production. Okay? Can we be very clear about that? Right? All of the celebrities that we saw come out during that campaign season, right, told us that everything on that side is a production. Okay? So now, matter of fact, hold on. Let me come from behind. Let me come from behind the camera here. Hold on. Yeah. Let me come from behind the camera today, y'all. Let me do what I do today. Let me get on the screen. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. So as we saw during this campaign season, a bunch of circus acts. And since that L that they caught, They've rolled out your girl. They rolled out your girl, Jasmine Crocker shit. And others like them, right? Coming out of that Democratic lib side, right? But again, we're going to see more of this in the future. We're going to see more of this, y'all. So what I want to do before we get to in my opinion, right? I want to go ahead and look at this this Jasmine Crockett latest fiasco, okay? I do believe that me and the brothers are going to touch on this possibly this weekend. If not, you will catch us the following Thursday for a little Pat talk, okay? So let's bring up your girl Jasmine Crocker shit, all right? Yeah. And make sure while you're in here, you like, share, subscribe. Salute to everybody that's checking in with your boy, all right? Salute to everybody that's checking in with your boy. Let's bring her up. Jasmine Crocker shit. Let me see. I think I got some more fans. Peace to Brother Q in the bit. That's Brother Q. Salute to Brother Q for checking in with us, y'all. Salute to Brother Q from Let's Talk. Yes, indeed. Salute. So, that's for us. Excuse me, y'all. Anyhow. Yeah, so as I was saying, ladies and gentlemen, okay? Jasmine Crocker shit. Let's get her going and get her popping, okay? Here she come out talking more of the same dumb shit. But there's people that are going to believe that she sounds intelligent. Blase blah. Fuckery.
In my opinion, if we're shut down, you can't be fired. And what does that mean? It does mean that people will not be paid, but it does mean that they will get their back pay. So hopefully we can stop some of the bleeding. We just saw that the Department of Education laid off 50% of their workforce. So I don't really understand why anybody would say, oh, we got to take the high road. Listen, he is decimating the federal government. And you're talking about whether or not we're going to keep the doors open. He literally is shutting down departments anyway.
Man, this girl, this chick sound dumber and dumber. Man, listen, man. Hey, Q, I can't leave her alone, man. This chick sound dumber and dumber every time, and they keep running her out here in front of us. This is the problem I have with it. They keep dragging her out here in front of everybody. Dumber and dumber and dumber. Every single day. But this is why it is dangerous. And the reason I'm bringing her up, it is dangerous for these kinds of women who have singular interests. It's not about the collective interests. It's never that for women like this. It is a singular objective for herself. She's just doing what her job requires her to do, which is go out there, be loud, be sassy, right? Be unproductive, right? And so on and so forth, right? But that's not the latest one. She came out with a different flick. Let me bring this up. She came out with another flick, y'all. So let me go ahead and bring y'all this other flick up. Her sounding even more intelligent than she just did just now. So let's go ahead and bring that other flick up for everybody. Okay? Bear with your why. Bear with your why. We're gonna bring her up. Let's give her what she deserves again. Let me get me back out of the solo. Back me down. Pause. Let's get Jasmine Crocker shit back up here. All right. Now shout out to your girl Jasmine Crocker shit. Got her up there on the stage.
How many of you are sending your kids to college to go and work on them? Okay, well, guess who is working the farms? So that you can afford your food.
So that you can have food.
So that you can have food. Now, how many of you are looking to send your kids into hospitality after this college education so that they can go and make the beds at the hotels? How many of you are planning to send your kids to college? Because that's what we do here. We send everybody to college. How many of you are planning to send your kids to college so that they can then go and build these houses? So the reality is that so long as we live in a capitalist society, there's always going to be someone or a group of people that will do work that some of the rest of y'all don't want to do. These are the people that are really making us great in this country. How many of you?
God, Democrat shielding to the fullest, family. Democrat shielding to the fullest. Martin, help me out.
Man, sit your dumb ass down.
Thank you. Martin, help us out one more time, goddamn.
Man, sit your dumb ass down.
Democrat shilling at his finest, fam. Shilling gon' shield. You understand me? But this is what we have to look forward to. Okay? Who gonna do those jobs? Let's talk about that for a second if we can. Give a little history, right? At one point, we got to understand something. Black folks predominantly had those jobs when they were actual livable wages. All right? And there are there's still good amount of folks who have these independent cleaning services who make a pretty decent dollar. However, the majority of that industry is no longer prominent or filled with us. For the same reason or logic that this stupefied chick got right here. Okay? Now, when we're looking at it, and let's be clear about something. Let me say this. The myth that all of these jobs are so much more cheaper, or these wages that these folks are being paid is so much cheaper, that's a lie, y'all. They're actually getting market rate, a lot of them. A great deal of these illegals are getting market value. That's a lie. However, that entire party over there, their emphasis is only to make sure that they're ushering in all of these other folks to ultimately phase us out. You could call it conspiracy. You can call it whatever the hell you want. I don't give a shit. It's what it is. Right? Look at everybody having a hissy fit that folks is getting packed up and shipped the hell up out of here. Who gonna pick the vegetables? Well, if you pay black folks a livable wage, right, what you're actually supposed to be paying, there will be black folks picking those vegetables and things off the trees. We're gonna have to stop dealing with all of this bullshit that folks like to run around here with. Okay, salute to everybody that's checked in with your boy. Huh? Salute to everybody that's checked in with your boy. But again, this is the main factor. If there's a way to get Jasmine Crockett up out the way, I would love to see it, because she serves no purpose other than putting a target on black women's back. The more she is out there, the more detrimental it becomes for our sisters, right? And the blunt of their rejection or the disdain gets put on to our sisters because they look like a raggedy ass Jasmine Crockett because of complexion. This is the issue and the danger with which a good amount of our sisters don't even know, just by booty clapping and yeah, sis and her. Man, she putting a target on your head, stupid. She about to have you down bad. But nevertheless, ladies and gentlemen, you know, I wanted to touch on that real quick and then start to get into this Obama thing, man. Let's go ahead on and get right into this real quick. Let me stop sharing this. I'm tired of seeing Jasmine. Salute to everybody that's checked in with your boy. Make sure you are sharing, you liking, you subscribe, and you support the program, ladies and gentlemen. This is what keeps us motivated, energized, and keep the doors open on our productions here. If you're going to be the sponsor of today's show, we appreciate it. $ FTS49 to sponsor today's show is $20. Anyone who matches that will be the co-sponsor, and anyone that surpasses the $20 broadcast will be the sole sponsor of today's program. And if you just like to give us a little salute here and supporting the broadcast, $ FTS49 or at Venmo, From the Soil. Okay? Let's get into this girl here. Let's go ahead and pull your girl Michelle Obama up. Oh, shit. Let's go ahead and pull this thing up today, ladies and gentlemen. Shit. How many of y'all seen it? By a show of sauteed pans or hands in the chat. How many of y'all have seen the first or second episode of In My Opinion, Michelle Obama's podcast? Huh? Look at this here. First and foremost, everybody ain't supposed to talk. A lot of people do need scripts, right? A lot of folks need scripts. In this particular example here, Michelle, you need a script, sis. Y'all sound fly, especially with the audience, your crisis actors out there clapping on cue. Yeah, with the applause sign going up. Yeah. Let's go ahead and play this, though, y'all. Let's go ahead and play this. Fair use.
With a platform who, you know, by every measure looks successful. The first question is how? I think this podcast, first and foremost, gives us an opportunity to hear from folks. You know, we're going to be taking, you know, questions from listeners who are going through some things and just need a little advice. They want to hear from people in conversations, and folks are looking for a place where they can just they can hear stories. You know, I mean, what I realize is, like, by sharing some of these stories, you know, it always taps into something from somebody else. People, you know, they want to hear some honest kind of conversation about how people are working it through. And
Man, sit your dumb ass down.
Honest conversation. Honest conversation. What happened to that chef, Michelle? That's my question to you. What happened from one chef to the other? What happened to him? A chef magically winds up gone on your property, right? And nobody got no real answers. It just magically, the dude he's just gone. Motherfucker was damn near an Olympic swimmer. People want to hear honest conversation. So my honest question to you, and I need an honest answer, Michelle Obama. What happened to that chef? The nigga was athletic. He could swim his ass off. And apparently that little pond that he was in was only 8 feet deep. Give me an honest answer, Michelle. What happened to him? How about that? God damn it. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. Let's play some more of this.
And we don't have all the answers, you know. I mean, this show isn't about us being experts at anything other than the lives that we've lived. But what we do have are a lot of opinions.
Hence the name.
In my opinion, IMO.
Oh, man.
This episode is brought to you by Rivian and Pine Sol.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I'm Craig
hold
Robinson,
on. Wait a
and
minute, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to our first sponsor of the day. I think this is Brother Q sponsoring the show, coming through heavy with the 25 banger. Salute to Brother Q for coming through. Let's do a little. Give this man a round of applause, God damn it. Shout out to Brother Q. Okay? I appreciate you, Brother Q. Hold on, bear with me, y'all. Let me get Q up in the spotlight right now, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. I got to get Brother Q up top. Brother Q is now our sponsor for today's broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? To beat the sponsor, to be the co-sponsor of today's broadcast, it is a $25 contribution. To be the sole sponsor of today's broadcast, you have to surpass the $25 contribution from Brother Q. Okay? Appreciate you, Brother Q. Let me get Q up here. Our sponsor for today. Bear with me, y'all. We're gonna resume shortly. Our sponsor. Okay, bear with your boy. Make sure y'all like, sharing, subscribing as well, ladies and gentlemen, sharing this thing out. And if you'd like to be a contributor to the program as well, feel free to hit the Venmo or the Cash App. All right? Our sponsor of today, broadcast, Brother Q. With the $25 John. Shout out to Q. Let me get you in the capital letters, yeah. I'm having an old man slow moment, y'all. Bear with your why. Brother Q. All right, let's get it saved up, tipped up. Our sponsor of today's broadcast is, let me get in here. Hold on. Let me edit that one more time and make sure it's right. Let me see. Brother Q. Salute. Let's get him up there. All right. Now, salute. My sister Q to the scales. Peace, sister Q to the scales. I see the family coming through. Y'all climbing in here. Salute to everybody that's coming through. Salute to my sister Q to the scales coming through, checking. Okay, family, let's go ahead and resume this. And I appreciate everybody that's coming through right now on this Friday afternoon. Let's get it going.
Oh, my sister, Michelle Obama, and we're doing this podcast together, and it's really exciting to be working with you on this project.
You know, some people react like, you're doing a podcast with your brother.
Why would you do that?
I know, really.
Man.
But our dynamic is so, in my view, unique. I think there are plenty of siblings.
Wait a minute, ladies and gentlemen. Bear with your why. Shout out to my sister Star coming through supporting the blood clot program. Give her a clap. Appreciate you, sister Star, with the $20 Cash App, sis. Sis was gonna go ahead and come for that sponsor for a second. Q, you got it right. You curved her for a second with the $25. Shout out to my sister Star, always coming through, man. I appreciate you, sister Star, always. I mean, you are definitely one of the main reasons we continue to be live on a regular basis with your contributions and your comments and your likes in the program. We appreciate you, sis. Thank you. Now, let's go ahead and do this. Salute to everybody that's checked in. Let's do this thing.
Who have great relationships. But, you know, I think when we think back to where that came from, I think about just the physical closeness that we had. I mean, we weren't wealthy.
Right.
And Dad was working class. We lived.
Now, here's one thing that stands out with a person like me, y'all. And it feels as if she's trying to cook it up a touch. And I don't mean it the way that I do or any of y'all do. She's trying to cook up some fuckeries is what it seemed like to me. The need to say that we weren't even well off, where is that coming from? And why I feel the need to say that if you're just trying to connect with folks, right? This is the pandering that comes from that Democratic corner, that lib corner over there. Why are you pandering? Oh, yeah, we just like, no, you're not just like us, Michelle. You ain't been like us in a long time. You got several mansions. Now, I'm not, listen, don't get Chef C wrong, family. Don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking her because she done finessed her way up, because that's what they did. The Obamas, they finessed up, right? But again, don't act like you understand what everyday people are going through. Sit all of that bullshit down. Let's keep it going, y'all.
In the same apartment our whole lives and had to grow into that. And as a result, you and me, we were physically close growing up.
Remember when we used to share a bedroom?
Of course, that was our life growing up. We shared the same room until you went to high school, right?
That's right.
Real quick before we go too far, shout out to my sister Q to the Scales. Q to the Scales. Now for y'all, I mean, I know a lot of y'all, that some of y'all more up to speed than I am in certain areas. There has been a lot of conversation of separation between the Obamas. And the mere fact that she decided to do this podcast with her brother instead of your boy Obama, the greatest who ever did it, the first black, all of the bullshit. Get that shit out.
You ain't black.
You ain't black, my boy. Right? The mere fact that she's doing this without a husband says a lot to me. Now, I do remember, didn't they have a little situation on Spotify? I think it was a podcast on Spotify, right? Help me out in the chat. That shit came and gone. That shit had no flow. Right? That had no flow. And what's interesting to me, ladies and gentlemen, that, and I don't even want to go, you know what? Matter of fact, yeah, I'm going to say it anyway. I was going to wait until later. Think about this. Michelle Obama, she's got millions of followers on multiple platforms, ladies and gentlemen. Millions of followers. Right? This particular episode only has 190,000 views, 90 plus thousand views, right? And she's only got, on this particular platform, they only got 28,000 subscribers, y'all. 28,000 subscribers? How that work, fam? You got, every platform she has, Twitter accounts, Instagram accounts, Facebook accounts, right? There's millions of quote unquote followers on that stuff. And you only got 28,000 subs? First lady? Get the fuck out of here. Yeah. Shout out to brother Nico for checking in with your boy. Salute to Nico for checking in. Yes, indeed. Shout out to Sister Quiet. Yeah. Shout out to my D1s coming through, man. Salute to y'all on this Friday afternoon. Yeah. But that's the jokes that I want to make it make sense, right? If your influence is so strong like that, there's no reason why she shouldn't have already 100,000+ subs on that YouTube platform. Right? Let's really, make the math somewhere. Nonetheless, let's go ahead and keep playing this though.
Well, let's first just recall how small the apartment we lived in. It seemed like it was huge, but it was essentially 2 bedrooms, right?
No, it was 1 bedroom.
Well, that little offshoot bedroom that mom and dad stayed in, you would consider that a bedroom.
But that was the only bedroom. The room we were in was actually the living room. And the living room what we called the living room was actually the dining room.
Huh. Okay. All right.
Hold
so
on,
that's
Michelle.
how small it was.
Michelle, hold on. Michelle, what's the age difference between the two of them, y'all? Anybody know in the chat? What's the age difference between this brother and sister, quote unquote? For Michelle not to have an idea, it looked like he's trying to give her cues over there, right? Look like he's trying to get Michelle, remember, this was what we said we was going to say. Right? He's like, no, we had one, right? We had one. Oh, yeah. Michelle.
Man, sit your dumb ass down.
Martin, we know what it is. It's already coming off like a play, y'all. It's already coming off like a play. Let me see what my sister Q still say. Look at him. Her trying to be relatable. Yeah, it's kind of wild to me. It's coming off like brother Nico saying it here. A little cringy, fam. A little cringy. They ain't got the juice like they used to no more. You know what I mean?
How small
We had
it
to
was,
turn it
yes.
into something else. But the biggest room was always ours.
Yes.
And we were little, like baby littles.
Like 5 and 3.
The twin beds were head to head with like an end table in between.
And we had matching spreads.
Yeah, that mom made.
She
were these
sewed them.
big, bold stripes, and the twin beds were up against the wall. And she had the concept of creating like these little padding boards.
Yes.
You know, she was so crafty. So she created these foam pads that she hung along the side to make them decorative, but to also provide us with a little.
Now, let me ask the family. Can I ask the family something? Let me ask y'all a question. Right. Why does connecting to a black audience mean broke? This is the issue I have, Sister Star. This is the problem for me. And in addition to it, right, and this is why I'm saying this is giving a lot of pandering. This is giving dim, lib, check-in, temperature checks, right? This is what this is giving to your boy. You know, everything connected to black gotta be broke for some reason. It gotta be a struggle. It gotta be a started from the bottom. Now we here. Gotta be this Cinderella story. Granted, yeah, I mean a lot of the systematic things that are in place. Okay, it often happens for cats because, we figure shit out. However, trying so hard because one, this is the first episode, right? I want to make this make sense. Anybody coming out, why would the strategy be to come out and say how bad you had it? If you really just trying to come out and have a connection, why is this the strategy? Y'all help me out in the chat. Like, I would not, even when we first launched On Their Next, which was last year, salute to everybody that been with us since then. I ain't come out on this internet shit talking about how much I struggled, I just was like, let's cover some shit. So right now, it's for me, it's like, you're not really coming with a genuine, genuine motive here. This is ulterior than the motherfucker. Let's keep on playing, though.
Little cushion against the wall, which we thought was so cool.
I remember you had a bed guard because you were so little.
Yeah, I sort of remember that, yeah.
You still probably should have been in a crib.
I mean, maybe so, but yeah, I do remember.
You remember that?
You guys would tell me I'd fall out of the bed, start crying, get put back in the bed, and I wouldn't remember anything about it.
You wouldn't remember any of it. Everybody else would be wide awake, and you'd be snoring.
I didn't snore. Now you're making stuff.
But then from there, we went.
This is dry as fuck. Hey, yo, come on, man. Wait.
This is a sick Negro.
This shit dry, man. Come on, somebody help. Listen, let me see what Q say, man. What the... Playing on targeting a black audience that comes from trauma, correct. But this is dry as shit. Yeah, I mean, listen, the two of them will not be able to hold a show on their own. Can we keep that a zillion right now? Huh? Can we keep that?
Man, sit your dumb ass down.
I don't know, Martin. It ain't gonna happen. Right? But again, guess what? They're sponsored by a lot of folks. This program is particularly sponsored by some big donors on that lib in. So they'll make it. They'll probably support them for 6 months to a year. Okay, and you got to also keep in mind, y'all. They got a lot of celebrity guests coming on this particular platform, right? Because Michelle Obama herself and this brother here, who looks like a damn cone head, they got no star power. Yes, you know what I mean? Just off this first episode, dry as shit. Let's keep on playing.
Went to, and I'm trying to remember what age when our grandfather, Southside, built us this
partition
wall. So then we had our own bedrooms in that same room.
Yeah.
So it went from a one big room into 3 small rooms.
Yeah.
Your bedroom was on the right, mine was on the left. And then we had a common area in the front where Mom, once again, crafty, built us desks on each side where we could do our homework.
Yeah. I mean, you talk that was some poverty crafting, right? That's like
great.
Martha Stewart on a budget.
Martin, help me out right now.
Man, sit your dumb ass down.
The hell? Corny ass out of here. Come on, man. Cut the check in the building, man. Salute to cut the check, goddamn. Salute. Check. God damn it. Salute to cut the check. That corny ass. Look at this. Look at that fake ass laughing. Fix your mouth. Fix your mouth, Michelle. What's wrong with her? She got a shark mouth. Look at this. How is that funny and you call yourself relating to folks? Trying to trauma bond, but then you laughing. Look at this. Let me play this.
But that wall was just, we were still
corny, man. I'm not my fault, family. Oh, she's trash.
Sleeping head to head, but just on the other side of a wall. And it was special to me because I feel like that's where our real relationship began, because it's like we would talk for hours.
Right, cute.
We'd go to bed. We're supposed to be asleep, and we'd stay up all night just talking through that little partition.
We thought it was all night, but because we had to go to bed at 7:30,
right,
it was probably only 8:30. Yeah. But we talked till about 10 o'clock, and Mom would finally come in there. If you all don't go to bed, go to sleep.
But it was really sweet because I remember being able to talk to you even at that young age about anything, what happened during the day, the little drama.
These people have no connection to regular folks. Can we just be clear about that? I ain't even got Kamala Harris queued up, but we need to be clear about that. There's no connection to regular people. You are far removed. So even if this may be an authentic story, you ain't there. You don't know what that feel like, and you haven't known what it felt like for years now, Michelle. This is why even when you speak of it, you had the nerve to laugh. Right? I'm thinking, where Nico at? I'm with Nico. I'm calling cap on this whole story. I'm calling cap on this story because we got to keep in mind, y'all, something when it comes to this Hollywood bullshit that's now trying to transition to regular, to internet media, these folks still got camera coaches. They can't operate on their own. They cue these folks up and tell them what to say based off whatever these little stupid algorithms that they're studying. And then, of course, the additional boost that's being given by YouTube. Okay? So, yeah, man, like, nah. Let me just, I'm going to chill. Let's play a little more.
In the outside world, just laughing all night long about nothing, making up silly games. It started that young.
Well, what's really ironic is that we were talking about how small our place was.
Growing up, our house, yeah.
And then look where we're doing this taping in this big, beautiful
palatial Airbnb.
Got a little more room here.
I know, who would have thought we'd be able to be in a snazzy place like this?
Cut it. Yo. Martin.
Man, sit your dumb ass down.
Yo, man. Yeah, Nico. Yeah, man. Come on, bruh. Come on, man. Come on. I don't know if your boy gonna get through this whole thing, fam. I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I would keep it a buck. Ghetto tales. That's a fact, Nico. Ghetto tales, man. You understand me? Come on, bruh. Let me drop it. Let's play some more, y'all. Okay.
You know, this podcast is going to be about you and I trying to let people in on some of the lessons that we learned as kids and growing up, and you know, from mom and dad, but also from different teachers and coaches and things we've learned along the way. And let me ask you this: what is one of the lessons that you learned from mom and dad that really sticks out to you?
Well, when I think about what we're talking about now, our relationship as brother and sister, why we're so excited about doing this podcast, not because we love to talk and we got lots of opinions, but especially since mom passed, this is a joint project that you and me have, and I think it's the first time we've actually worked together and helping people to understand. Where does that foundation come from where you and I feel so comfortable with each other and we have our whole lives where we can not only work together, but share what has helped to make us close?
Listen. You're right. Sister Cute in the scales. Sister Cute in the scales. Right, man. Hey, they not, listen. Without, and let's be very clear, y'all. Most of this stuff is pre-recorded already. Okay? A lot of it is already pre-recorded. So, literally, without the help of that democratic, liberal, I would say a circus machine over there, cranking out these acts, she would have zero motion. Right? We're looking at this Michelle. Now let's make it plain. We're looking at this Michelle as opposed to the Michelle that we see out there in front of quote unquote thousands of people, particularly at that DNC. Remember that DNC shit? And she was talking all that fly shit, and we hearing all of this clapping and all of this and high energy. This is Michelle. This is the real Michelle. And that is the real company she keeps in her brother and others like it. Dry bullshit. These are Oreos. This is what they call Oreo, y'all. Yeah. Oh my God, it's not gonna happen. But again, for this particular season, I think they got about 7 or 8 episodes, y'all. They got a gang of celebrities lined up. The second episode got your girl Issa Rae on it. I don't know. We might fast forward to that real quick and see if we can get a clip of that real fast. But yeah, they got your girl Issa Rae, another dim shield who's been propped up, right? With all the detrimental visuals of black men and black women being together or not.
Right.
I think about not just our bedroom space in that little bitty first apartment on Euclid Avenue, but I think about the kitchen table, because the kitchen was the other gathering place. And in our
that talking point right there is telling me that she's trying to prove that she got some kind of black roots. Black folks, y'all know how we always talk about the kitchen table, being around Big Mama, or even just us alone. If we ain't got Big Mama, we sitting around the kitchen table having a meal amongst each other. These folks have people in different social media spaces taking notes, and they're feeding it to them. Okay? She's being fed talking points. You don't know shit about that kitchen table. You can tell. Out of here.
In our house, you know, we as young people with our parents, what they did for us was they invited us to sit with them at the table and talk. And I think very early on, because our parents had the wisdom to understand how wise kids could be and how important their voices were and how much fun it was to not just have kids just seen and not heard. In our household, our parents wanted to not just see us, but they wanted to hear us. They wanted to hear our ideas. They wanted to hear our opinions. I think that our parents offered us both the first table where we gained confidence in our voices, where we felt like who we were, what we thought, how we felt was important. And not because it was important to the rest of the world, but it was important to them. You know, and I think that's a piece of wisdom in terms of parenting that I try to share. I try to implement in my own life.
You know what I need? I'm trying to be objective, right? If Michelle Obama within this clip can show the authentic connection with those experiences within her household, right? Meaning with her parents, right? Then I can believe it. Or I could give it the benefit of the doubt. Not believe. I can give it the benefit of the doubt, right? Because that is a genuine, authentic experience within that household that she grew up in. But right now, all of this fake attempt to try to connect with an audience without giving the meat of what made the importance of that kitchen table with her family relevant or impactful in her life is just missing for me, right? Regardless of how I feel about the chick, right? Regardless of how, right, objectively, regardless of how I feel about Michelle Obama, I need specificity, right, of what happened, an incident or incidences that happened with her father, her mom, at that kitchen table. Not a generic that a lot of black folks often talk about. That seems to be a note that was passed on her to say while she's having this quote unquote exchange between her brother. Right? That's what I'm thinking to myself. Like, okay, you don't really fuck with Michelle. She's been very detrimental to the community. She's been doing the dirty work of the libs. Right? But objectively, if she can provide that, I'll give her some consideration. Not giving it a pass, but consideration in the authenticity of this story she's laying out now. Right? What y'all say about that? Let me know what y'all think about that position, y'all. All right, let's keep it going.
But our parents wanted to hear from us. They loved our thoughts and ideas, and they encouraged us to say what was on our mind, do it respectfully for sure. But that, you know, a lot of kids don't grow up like that.
They sure don't. And, you know, I'm always asked how mom and dad came to be the type of parents that they were, that would be the type to let their kids come into the kitchen table and share in the conversation rather than being lectured to. And I always remember mom always, when we would always ask mom, how do you know something? She was like, well, I don't know everything.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
Oh,
Yeah. She was never afraid to tell us when she wasn't sure.
When she wasn't sure. And she said, let me think about it and get back.
Hold on. Salute to my brother Nico, man. Coming through with the $20 cash app, keeping it nice. Oh, salute. Drop that flex bomb. Let's go ahead and show them cheers for our brother Nico. Man, Y'all coming through in a big way today for y'all boy, man. I appreciate you, Brother Nico. I appreciate you coming through with the support, man. Salute to Brother Nico. So we got some good contributions tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I am very appreciative and humbled by this. I'm telling you. Super humbled by it, man. Wow. But let's go ahead and keep this thing going, man. Damn. Very humbled. Very humbled. Very humbled.
To you. And that was one of the most powerful things as a parent.
Like you're not supposed to know everything.
You don't have to know everything. And it's better to say you don't know than to make up something or lie or get yourself caught in a position where your kids come back to you and say, you gave me bad advice.
And a lot of parents are, a lot of parents think that a part of being the parent is to be the one with all the knowledge, with all the answers. And because our parents didn't do that, it also gave us permission and taught us that, like in life, you are in a learning process all the time.
All the time.
And it's okay to be wrong. And it's okay to stumble. Mom and dad were also very good talking to us, not just about their successes, but about their failures, what they did wrong, what they got wrong in life. And I see that time and time again. Parents feel like they need a shield of all knowingness.
Yo, it ain't really hitting the way this is way too surface for your boy. But they're going to be people who fall in love. Wow, Michelle's being so vulnerable. I can hear the dumb shit right now. Oh, my God, this is a side of Michelle I've never seen before. Get the fuck out. Martin.
Man, sit your dumb ass down.
You don't cut it out. This is surface shit here. You can get this in any other children's book. You listen, you can have ChatGPT come up with this script. Can we keep that a buck?
You ain't black.
Huh? They probably got this fucking strip from ChatGPT. This is a ChatGPT script. I bet if anybody talk that shit, come up with a script about childhood, ChatGPT will generate this shit for you. We're going to stop playing. Let's keep on playing this thing.
In order for their kids to respect them or in order to keep them safe, it's like, let me not share with you how I messed up a few times.
Yeah.
And I never felt the pressure of their judgment or their expectation in our lives.
And it's funny you say that because this reminds me of my favorite lesson from them. When you talk about there's never any judgment, the only time mom and dad would really be upset with us is if we said, well, so-and-so said I should be doing this. And how about that word so-and-so?
Yeah,
that was
a
Robinson
big Robinson
term.
Who are these so-and-so?
So-and-so.
Yeah, it's just
so-and-so?
So-and-so is always a little trifling. That's all I remember about so-and-so.
So-and-so was trouble. If you hung out with so-and-so, you were going to get in trouble.
That's the only, way you were going to ruin your life is following in behind so-and-so.
And mom would be mean, so-and-so. Well, but my point is, if you ever came in the house and said one of your friends, somebody outside of the family said, you should do something or you should be something, or how about...
Hold on, wait a minute. Listen to what my sister Star said. Read what Sister Star is saying. Black parents of that era didn't ask about your feelings. It was because I said so. And there was no further discussion. And that's that's a fact. Hold on, where my sounds at? That's a full fact. Keep on crying, and I'm going to give you something to cry about. That's the era. Right? Oh, you think I'm playing with you, huh? If you was lucky enough, depending on where you were in the United States, right? They'll send you to go get a switch. But that luck works out two types of ways. If you came back with the wrong size of switch, you got extra licks on your ass. Because you came back with a little bullshit switch. It wasn't about your feelings. This is dim. This is more dim. This is what I'm saying. More dim how I feel bullshit. Those parents back then, they didn't care about how you felt. It was what it was. And it should be what it is today. But the dims, through their systems and bullshit, now it's about how everybody feels. Nah, it should be how it's supposed to be. And that is part of what they're fighting against. What it's supposed to be, the true order of things. That's why. Let's go ahead and spin this block one more time. Let's go ahead.
Oh, let's try this. And you followed in behind them.
And that was your rationale?
Oh, that is when you caught it.
Yeah.
And
not thinking for yourself.
Not thinking for yourself and having enough confidence in your decision-making process to make decisions for yourself and not because somebody wanted you to. Well, I wanted to wear bell-bottom jeans because everybody else is wearing them. That was the
wrong answer.
That was the way to not get your bell-bottom jeans. Right. If you could come up with a reason why you wanted them, then you'd have some bell-bottom jeans. But if you said, I'm not doing this because of somebody out in the streets, as Dad would say, you out here listening to these guys
out in the streets.
This so-and-so in the streets, forget it.
Well, that, you also make me think that, another thing that I think Mom and Dad was so wise about was because in order for them to push us to use our own judgment, they empowered us to make decisions and be responsible very early in life. And that meant think for yourself. But in order to do that, they had to sort of hand us our lives pretty young. And I'm not saying that they went off to work and left us alone, but I've said this before, very early on, Mom was like, you're going to kindergarten now. Here's an alarm clock. Here's how to set it, get yourself up because
you're going to kindergarten now. Here's an alarm clock. Yeah. What y'all think about that? You going to kindergarten, here's an alarm clock. Okay. My mother let me see what Sister Star say. My mother told me she was sending me to school to learn and not to be a part of a fashion show. That was a lot of, listen, that particular part was a lot of folks back in the day. Shit, especially depending on where some of us come from, if the struggle was real, I mean, listen, you got to get it how you got to get it. And somebody pick on you, go upside their shit. Clean them up. The easiest way to get a little kid to shut up is to put foot to ass. Sometimes you had to do that when you was young. See, but now today it's called bullying. Nah, a lot of bullies used to get washed up too. Back in those days. Because if you came home crying, then you was given something to cry about. Or some would say, don't come back in the house until you get yours. That's what I come from. But anyway, let's go ahead and play some more of this.
Because as she said, you're going to school for you, not for me. She's like, I had my education, and I don't believe that if you care about yours, that you need your mom to be waking you up every morning. So from the time we started kindergarten, now she was up. It wasn't like she was sleeping in. She was just listening to hear us
get ourselves up,
right. Start getting dressed. When we got a little older, even start our own breakfast. And in the era of helicopter parenting, where people are waking up their kids, even calling them from college, Mom and Dad were the opposite of that. Because, and in doing so, they were telling us, I trust you, even at 5 or 7, you have the capability of like taking care of yourself,
Yeah.
you know, and I love you, but I got to get you ready for the life you're going to have as an adult. And that means that if you can't even wake yourself up and get yourself to kindergarten, that's how mom and dad would think about it. It's like, so they showed us that we were capable. And guess what happened? We rose to that expectation.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, and probably to this day, I don't do late.
Oh, not in the Robinson household.
Not in the Robinson household. No. We don't do.
On time is late.
On time
early
is late.
On time.
As early as on time.
That's Fraser Robinson. And this is a guy who was, for him to be on time, he had to prepare because it was hard for him to get around and get dressed.
Our dad had a disability, yeah.
The fact that he had a disability didn't make him have an excuse for anything, particularly being late. So much so, mom used to be mad at him because he would get ready so early.
He'd keep pushing the time of departure for a family outing. It's like, well, we're going to leave at 3. And he's sitting there at 2 going, well, where is it?
All right, family, this is dry than a motherfucker. I just got to, can we keep that 100? It's dry. Real quick, y'all let me know in the chat, man, by a show of saute pans or some ones. Are we going to keep this going, or y'all want to see what the other clip look like from Issa Rae? Show of hands if we keeping it going. Show me a 1 in the chat or some saute pans if we keeping this episode going. If not, we gonna move to the next one. That's my thing, Brother Nico. That's my problem. It sounds super scripted, man. Trying to get these two folks the benefit of the doubt. It's extra scripted right now. I can feel it. It's too scripted. ChatGPT been busy. Been real busy. Right. How many of y'all want to hear the next one, y'all? How many of y'all want to hear the next one? Y'all want to hear the Issa Rae one? We might get it because this ain't really it, man. They do need some stars. They need different energy. The energy is flat. They got no flexion in their voices. Everything is trash. It's all trash. And it's unbelievable in the worst way. Unbelievable. Okay? Hold on. You know what? Let's go to the next one, man. Hold on. Shit. Hold on. Real quick, man. Shit. Bear with your boy, man. We're going to take a quick intermission, y'all. We're going to take a quick intermission, y'all.
Like the crisis would.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Salute to everybody that's been here with your wad. Salute to our sponsor of today's broadcast, my brother Q from Let's Talk 2, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to our brother as well and be on the lookout for any broadcast we got going. If we don't go live Sunday, we will be live over there on Thursday, I believe, for the next Pat Talk. And that'd probably be Pat Talk number 62. But salute to everybody, man. Let's go ahead and pull up this stuff here. I got your girl Issa Rae. Okay. Issa Rae is on here. Man, this is just, I hope it's a lot better. Let's see what we got here. Let's bring it on up. Fair use, fair use.
Require an emergency session.
Oh my
like
God.
somebody's on a train.
Yeah,
right?
flying.
You know,
Mhm.
there's movement, and you're
Yeah.
not going to deal
Somebody's
with
on
a
a train.
crisis. Yeah, it's like we're coming. It's a crisis.
My friend's dog died. We were all there at the house bringing her favorite snack. Like, this is took off
That
work.
is
Like,
a script.
but
That
I'm-
is something
it's true,
that you
because
could
that's
write
like, it
on
means
television.
plan and doing a text like, she's not gonna be good. Like, she doesn't need this right now. You know?
right,
And
right.
You know what's so horrible about that is guys would be like, damn.
Yeah.
That's it.
Not a
They'd be
crisis.
like, damn.
Obviously
Sorry.
not a crisis.
Sorry.
Or
Send the dog
or
emojis.
dude, I didn't know you had a dog.
Yeah, what? Where'd you get a dog?
Man, sit your dumb ass down.
We are mad.
This episode is brought to you by Pine Sol and Theraflu.
Hey.
Well, hi again, you. It's
How
you
are
again.
you?
Oh, I like your. Is that pink?
Corny in the mug, y'all. Yeah. See, got the big donors behind her and everything. Yeah, know what I mean? Shout out to Jay Smooth, my brother Smooth in the building. Salute. Salute to Smooth for checking in, man. Good to see you, Smooth. Salute. Yeah. Pine Sol. You're sponsored by Pine Sol? Man, get that bag. Chef, you hating? Yeah, I'm hating, goddammit. Fuck you. She's sponsored by Pine Sol. Lord, man. I guess that's that first lady leverage. But let's keep it going, man. Let's go ahead and play some of this, man. Salute.
It's my wife called it coral, but it could be
it
pink.
is coral, and it's a little pleated. What this is breaking out of the,
Watch out.
basketball thing.
Watch
and
out
that
now.
little collar. Okay, I see you, Craig Robinson.
I'm thrilled that you like my clothes.
Yeah, no.
See, you guys, it's hard being this one's brother. I don't have enough closet space.
You know what it is? They're just corny black folk. I think that's what it is. Maybe a little too early to be determined, but they're just, Yeah, some black folks, everybody ain't got swerve. All black folks don't have swerve. That's what we gotta understand that. That's another thing we gotta keep in mind. They could just be corny as fuck. And that, that's a thing. It actually happens. So hey, too early to be determined, but I'm thinking that's what it is. So let's keep on going. And he's definitely zesty. He definitely fruity pebbled. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Fruity pebbled in the motherfucker. Let's keep on going.
No, you don't even need much closet space. But you're stepping out. You're stepping out.
Thank you.
What's new and exciting?
Well, I got to tell you, while we're out here in L.A., Rivian hooked me up with a vehicle to tool around in. And since you won't be able to drive one, since you don't drive.
No, I'm starting to drive.
Really?
Yeah, I can drive.
How's that? How's the Secret Service letting you drive?
Well, it's a secret. You could take me for a spin.
They'll let me take you for a spin?
Don't you remember when I came to visit you in Milwaukee and the boys wanted me to pick them up from school? And we did.
And you tooled up in a motorcade
in the pickup line. They were just like, Mish! I was like, yeah.
4 cars deep in the pickup line.
That
4
was
SUVs
so much
deep.
fun. I'm sure their friends were like, what the heck?
Oh. And then you roll down the window and it's you. They're like, me.
I'm like, get in. And don't touch the guns.
I do remember that.
No. Oh, my goodness. But so we're talking about.
Hey, yo. Come on, man. Listen, yo, that's dry. Either she just dry Oh, this is these are real experience. But I'm giving you, man. Listen, y'all tell me what y'all think, man. Don't touch the guns. And then the other episode, she was like, we was really at the we was really on the poverty thing. Yeah, this is giving uppity Negro energy. Yeah.
Friendship today.
Yeah. And people know by now that you and I are like have been best friends since you were born.
Yep, because it couldn't happen before then.
Nope, it could
not
happen before then. But my first question to you is, how many of your friends now were your friends when you were little?
Like the little, I don't get a chance to keep up with the folks from little time.
Mm-hmm.
Although, as folks know, Mom recently passed, and a lot of people came to the funeral.
They did, right.
And two of my girls from grammar school, the Gores,
yes.
Pam and Nikki, and they had a little sister, Gina, but they came to the funeral.
Mm-hmm.
And it was funny. We got a quick second to talk, but it was almost like I hadn't missed a minute with them.
Mm.
But so we vowed to keep in touch. But outside of childhood, I can say that I have almost at least one good friend or more from every aspect of my life.
Okay.
So what I found is like one of, my best friend, roommate, who you know, Angela from Princeton. She was my roommate. She's my girl. Always talk to her. From law school, my friend Verna, just went to her house for lunch just the other day.
Look at here. Ain't this interesting? Remember how we all would say that your girl Kamala Harris never had any friends, no association when she was younger, but she missed, AKA she missed Ski Wee and all of this other shit, right? Interesting how your girl is trying to establish some kind of friendships from back in the day, just to say, oh, I'm a real person. Now she naming off all these homegirls. The Dems, boy, they took that L and they went back to the lab, y'all. They took that Kamala L hard and they went back to the lab and said, listen, we need to go ahead and we really need to establish some connections, even if they're fake. Say these names, etc., just so it feels like we are real human beings. Man, this is interesting to see. Let's keep on playing, y'all.
She's in D.C., and then they're my mom friends, because as I got married. But then even before that was Pam. She was more my professional friend. When I was, when we were grown-ups and had jobs at law firms. And, I could go on and on like that. And the other thing I made a point of, because one of the things that you said when Barack won and we got into the White House, one of the things you were like, no new friends. That's it. And I was like, I
did say that.
Yeah, you were kind of joking, but it was important.
Real quick. Salute to my man Kev coming through with the Cash App, Kev. Shout out to Kev to keep it alive in the robbing that Salute. Appreciate you, brother Kev, man. Just in time with the contribution. Thank you, sir. Let's keep on going, man. Anyone else would like to support the program, feel free to do so. $ FTS49 or Vimeo @ From the Soil. And if you'd like to match, become the co-sponsor, it would be a $25 contribution with my brother Q. Or to become the sole sponsor of today's broadcast, you would have to surpass the $25 contribution. Let's keep this thing going. Salute to everybody that's in here.
For me, in the normalcy of my life, to be able to keep my life normal, even in those unusual circumstances, to continue to expand my friendships. So that's a long answer to say, Yeah, I do. I keep making friends and I keep up with my friends.
Right. And this today's show is talking about differences with those friends and falling out of friendship with good friends. And I'm just thinking, see, guys are a little different. Their friendships are more transactional, right?
What do you mean by that?
Well, what I mean is after sort of grammar school and high school where you're sort of friends with people because you're developing your group and your personality and your character. Most of the time after that, you make friends out of the necessity of wanting to get something done, whether it's a business idea, a business venture, a sporting event. You've got 4 tickets to a game and your significant other doesn't want to go. So all right, I'm going to take 3 friends.
You just make a friend. It's like, okay, let's be friends.
But
come to the game
guys
with me.
do that. Guys,
that's why y'all are broken.
We are not broken, but we don't go as deep.
She didn't waste the opportunity to get that feminist line out, did she? Oh, you can always count on that, Michelle.
Yeah.
So if something happens, we're not as hurt.
Is that what meant y'all scared? Is that what goes on?
Nobody
all
said
the time?
it was scared. It's just
I don't want my feelings hurt, so I can't know you.
It's just a function of how we socialize with each other. And like you, I have all of my friends I could not talk to in a year, or I could talk to every week, and the relationship is
that part
mostly the same.
That's because y'all don't talk about nothing.
Well, we don't. You're right about that. It's hard to go deep. You know when we go deep is when it's too late.
Deathbed. It's like, woo.
Or,
Bubba.
Man, sit your dumb ass down.
And speak for yourself, Zesty. This is and there's gonna be somebody on the other side of this thing who's like, you know what, he right. Oh man, this is dangerous as far as I'm concerned. Okay, yeah, this is dangerous. Having these two, well, one, you're gonna see that there's an audience that will forever be loyal to Michelle because they like the idea of her. Right, quote unquote first lady gets married to the first quote unquote first black president. Right, so she will forever be somebody's somebody that people are aspiring to, just because. And now that they found that mainstream media has lost its hold on a lot of the minds of people, they're trying to take this revered person and put her in the realm where other folks are now, well, where most eyes are now, which is on the internet. But it's not really translating the way it should, right? It's not really switching over. You're not really getting that crossover because you ain't got the juice. Gavin Newsom got a little more juice than her, y'all. Yeah. How many of y'all saw Gavin Newsom's podcast? He coming out with some shit. Got more sauce than her. I think they're going to continue to camera coach Michelle Obama and this brother, or they might just drop the brother altogether because he's just kind of a tag along. Michelle is the cooked up star power that they made. So they'll bet on her more unless the brother starts getting a little more zesty and a little more, he starts coming with a little more energy. They'll probably keep him on. But yeah, this is just more acts coming out of the circus.
I wish I had asked him about his family.
We're getting a divorce.
It's already, yeah, and then there's some tragedy. It's like, why didn't you say anything?
I didn't say anything because I didn't want to burden you, and I was going to thug through it myself. But today's show, we're going to talk about, sort of falling out of friendship with close friends. And
we got company.
We do have company, and I can't tell you how excited I am for this company because as I told her in the green room, I didn't watch rom-comish type shows. And my wife said, you got to watch this Insecure. And I'm like, I'm not watching it. And she said, you got to watch it. It's good. And I said, I'm not watching it. And she said, you're going to like it. I said, I'm not going to like it.
So Greg Robinson, Michelle's brother, this man right here, has a wife, supposedly. Listen, keep it a buck, y'all. Buy a show of saute pans. Y'all think this man heterosexual, or he more the same of Obama in the way he's using Michelle? I think this guy is just like Obama. Michelle is a beard. And some folks are saying Michelle was a dude, but I think she's more so just a beard for Obama. Y'all let your boy know in that chat, man. Let's keep it going.
She made me watch the first 2 episodes back to back because she was like on episode 4. I watched the first one and I was like, all right, it's not bad. I watched the second one and then I watched the third and the fourth because I was only going to watch the first 2. And I just fell in love with this actress who then I had to do a little research and I found out she was a writer and she was now getting into the restaurant business and just an entrepreneur and a community folk, you know?
Yeah.
Kind of like y'all.
Yeah.
Just in the community doing stuff for Black folks.
Giving it back.
Giving it back and just so supremely talented. Let's bring on...
He got alphabet energy, sis. So yeah, listen, you ain't too far off with that. I thought he was alphabet. He giving alphabet energy. He looked like Mr. Potato Head mixed with Conehead and her twin. Looked like he could be her fraternal twin. That's the wild part. Let's keep on going though.
Issa Rae.
Issa, watch him.
See, I'm just meeting her for the first time. Oh, so happy to have you here. She'll be okay.
Well, welcome to the table.
Thank you so much. I was just nodding and back there. I had so many times I wanted to jump in. Y'all, seriously.
Well, what's been going on? How are you?
So much. I'm doing really well. I'm out here still just writing. You mentioned a restaurant that is called Somerville that's in my neighborhood that I'm really excited about.
What made you say, all right, I want to open up a restaurant? Is that a dream or was it just circumstantial?
You know, it's twofold. I've always said if I wasn't a writer, I'd be a bartender or a waitress. Yes.
Okay, well, there you go.
I like the food environment. I love serving. I love hosting. And there is a degree of that. And I love eating out. And so since I was young, I've even doing play dates with my brother, my little brother. Our play dates would be restaurant. Yes. And I would be the bossy restaurant owner.
Sounds familiar.
And then also, I remember having my best friend and I have the same birthday. And it was like the 30-something birthday.
You're a Capricorn, too.
I'm a Capricorn,
like me,
baby.
17.
Yes, you already know. 12th over here.
That's why we bossy.
Yeah, I know. I don't like to admit it. I don't want to give my mother that satisfaction. But we were just out. We always celebrate our birthday together. We went to dinner. And we were just like, let's go. Like, we're trying to go out. And in your 30s, you're not trying to go to a club. You're trying to go to a place to lounge and have a good time. It was so hard. We went to like so many different spots and it just wasn't the right vibe. It was just, and it infuriated me. I was like, we are both from LA. We cannot find a spot with us that's just a good time that'll cater to us. And that was like my villain origin story where I was like, I want that in my neighborhood.
Man, doing it with your little baby boss self.
Were you going to say something?
I wanted to find out.
Go ahead.
As we talk about friendships, and we will eventually read a letter from one of our listeners who's seeking advice around friendships. But something people ask me, you know, which applies to you, is that as you've become Issa Rae, you know, how has that affected friendships for you, or has it? You know, have you become more cautious? Have you Have people come in and out of your life? Have you thought about it differently or felt like you needed to think about friendships differently given your ascent and who you become?
I have been very lucky that I've had, friends since high school because I'm from LA and there is a sense of this feeling like my job. Like I didn't move here to become myself. I was already here and I grew up around this environment, and a lot of the people that I went to school with are my friends still. And even my name is Joyce Joke. That's how I grew up. And so even the Issa Rae of it is like, those are people who don't really know me. And the people who are my friends, call me by name or my nickname. And so there's such a distinct separation. But I've definitely had friendship breakups as a result, some as a result of working together as we both ascended, some as a result of not being able to handle the change in position, the time. Like I had a friend who I thought I was gonna be friends with forever, but she went through 2 major milestones, kind of traumatic milestones, really young. She got married when we were in college and divorced when none of my other friends had experienced those things. And I didn't, as a friend, know how to handle that or have the capacity to handle that. And that was actually strike 2, I think, on my part for her. Strike 1 was her father died when she was in college. And she was the first friend whose parent had passed away. And I felt like I wasn't equipped to like truly be there for her in the way that she needed me to. And that was around the time when I started like rising in my own career. And I felt like she never took my career seriously or my aspirations seriously.
So I see the numbers are steadily glowing up. Y'all actually some of y'all actually entertained by this, or we collectively hate watching it here. Can let your boy know in the chat? Are we collectively hate watching it here? Holla at your boy in that chat, man. Because the numbers is going up. I'm just trying to understand something. We really, are we saying that Michelle Obama has a future in the podcast game? I'm just trying to understand. Help your boy out. Let me know in that chat. Let's play some more shit.
So we fell apart and drifted apart, and we tried to come together, but we were just in different places. And that was one of my most painful friendship breakups because it wasn't acknowledged in that way.
Right.
But I haven't had any like, you're famous, I'm using you type things.
Well, that's a perfect segue for our listener letter. It's somebody who fell out of favor with a friend. So, Natalie, are you ready to
read us
the letter?
Let's do it.
All right.
Ooh, yes.
Hi, Michelle and Craig. My name is Eva, and I'm 32 years old. In my early 20s, I met my friend Kristen through a male friend of mine who she briefly dated. That relationship did not last, but Kristen and I stayed friends. If I'm being honest, though, my friendship with Kristen felt a little unbalanced from the start. I really like friendships to feel effortless, like both sides naturally want to spend time together, check in, show up for each other. But I noticed right away that Kristen wanted to make plans pretty often. I'm a people pleaser, and I had a hard time saying no to her invites when my schedule was already a little too busy with other friend hangs or dates. And when it came to my dating in particular, she had pretty strong opinions about what I was doing wrong. I am not perfect by any stretch, but I do have strong instincts, and I like to trust my gut rather than take advice like this from friends. Still, over time, I really came to respect Kristen. She's incredibly thoughtful, and it's a pretty special thing to have someone so much in your corner. We started to go on day trips together, and I genuinely appreciated our quality time together over the years. Recently, though, Kristen lost a close family member. And when I sent a text checking in, I got an unexpected text back saying she wanted to stop communicating with me. She said people who were not nearly as close with her had been a lot more supportive. She felt the imbalance in our friendship and wanted it to be over. Honestly, I did not see this coming. I knew our friendship was complicated, but I felt like I was being myself, and it was not enough. Ideally, I wanted to continue our friendship as it was, even if it wasn't innately easy or perfect. But now I'm worried I'm a bad friend. Adult friends are not family and they're not romantic partners, but they are people we love. And I did not enjoy hurting her, especially when I felt I was just being myself. How do you maintain healthy friendships if there is an imbalance in expectations? Is it possible? What do adult friends owe each other? Thanks for your thoughts, Eva.
That took so many turns.
Shout out to the AI letter, y'all. Right? AI is a damn problem. Yeah, we. They came through with the AI letter, y'all. It's amazing. The advancements of technology just to try to hold on to the old garb. Right? This is amazing to me to watch. They went as far as to create an AI quote unquote fan or view or watcher letter. Wow. How you listen, let me say this, y'all. Check this out. You know how I'm calling, you know why I'm calling cap? Y'all know why I'm calling cap on this? One, these are all pre-recorded. They got on the commercial for the previews of this broadcast, right? For the previews of each episode in their demo, well, in their trailer, they showcase all the guests. They showcase, again, let me say that one more time. In their podcast trailer, they showcase all the guests that are going to appear on this podcast. Okay? This is the second episode. Let's make it clear, y'all. This is the second episode that they've released. And now they already have a quote unquote viewer letter. Y'all gonna stop trying to act. Man, this is more of them saying that folks are stupid. That's an AI generated letter, family. How can you have a viewer letter with pre-recorded material? This is not live broadcasting. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. Yeah. Yeah. And listen, and I know it's bullshit because I've seen the advancements. I've seen the advancements in AI. I know how structuring goes. You can't get previews of people who are going to appear on your podcast with pre-recorded material and then say on the second episode released, you come out with a viewer letter. Y'all didn't plan this out good enough. You would be more believable, Obamas, your paymasters. Your strategy would be better received if you had dropped it on maybe the 6th or 7th episode. This is the second episode, and you got fan mail, quote unquote viewer mail. Bullshit. I'm calling Cap on all of this. Where Nico at? Nico, you in the building? Call Cap on this whole thing. Viewer letter in the second episode of pre-recorded content. Stop lying, man. You play some more, man.
So can I just say before we dig into this, there would never be a guy that wrote a question like that. We just don't, it's not our thing.
I can speak for me, but female friendships are complicated because we go there. We are, we spend so much time playing out the sociology. I think women, and I don't want to generalize, but women more so, we are sociologists. I just find the interpersonal interactions of everyone, especially my friends, are fascinating to me.
Yeah.
So when I'm with my friends, and this was true at all levels, we're never just going to throw a ball. We're not just trying to finish a game. It's like, I want to know why, how, tell me more. What did that? Well, let's talk about that a little bit more. And in the process of that, you know each other inside and out, which is why some of these why it hurts so much.
Absolutely.
Because, and not every woman does this, but I know my friendships, all of them are deep and meaningful. And they don't always last. But because of that, you don't end it without the hurt, All
right, family. I'm kind of good on this. Real quick, real temperature check real quick, man. If y'all want to hear more of this, drop a 1 in the chat, a saute pan in the chat if y'all want to hear more of this. Now that I figured out that this is, and I was, like I said, I was trying to give her the benefit of the doubt. Now that I see that this is literally more of that lib scripted circus act, not even nowhere near any form of authenticity, I'm fully turned off. But I'm willing to cover a little bit more of it, play a little bit more of it if y'all into this, man. Let your boy know in the chat with some 1s or some saute pans in the chat. That chat GBT fake ass that viewer mail, that just showed me, oh man, they not giving up on this. They will get their sponsors behind it, and they will just throw money at the propaganda. They have no fucking qualms throwing money out the window. They really don't. Okay. So shout out to the family. Y'all feeling like I'm feeling out here. So yeah, we'll talk. That's the feelings I'm having. More bullshit, Michelle. We'll see how long they're willing to fund this, because that's a whole production you got going on over there. We'll see how long the Soros and everybody else that funds you guys are willing to put money behind this bullshit. Okay. Salute to everybody that checked in with your boy, man. Make sure you share this thing out. It'll probably get flagged by YouTube, because anytime I talk about Michelle or the Obamas, they pull my shit or they block it. So make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, man. I want to appreciate everybody that came through with your boy. We're going to stop sharing this screen. I'm turned off by. Listen, y'all keep it locked. We're probably going to do a reaction to tomorrow, possibly, to my guy, my man GMT's Meet to Marry, probably tomorrow. And I might try to have my man Jersey General on this Sunday. I just need to hear back from him so we can touch on this, on what's happening in the stock market right now. A lot of folks are freaking out right now because it's so up and down. But, Jersey General seems to have a different outlook on it, having been very successful in the market. So we might have him on, or we'll be on with the brothers Sunday. Either way, something will probably happen. So keep it locked with your boy, man. I appreciate everybody coming through this thing and kicking it with me on this Friday afternoon, y'all. That's definitely a fact. So with that being said, remember, ladies and gentlemen, in a system of white degeneracy. You stand for nothing, you fall for anything. My name is Chef C, and I'm out of here. Salute to everybody that's checked in with your